It is a Thursday, it is Mansfield Today. Welcome to it. As usual on a Thursday, we go traveling, courtesy of our partners at Flight Centre. And today, we're going down to the mother city. We're joined there by marketing executive from Cape Town Tourism, Lee Dorber. The reason why we wanted to have a chat with Lee is that despite everything that's been happening, the 2020 Telegraph Traveller readers voted Cape Town the best city in the world once again. Lee, this is not the first time. It's about 6 consecutive times that Cape Town's won this award, isn't it?
It's the 7th time, Jeremy. So we're really happy, specifically, taking into account the times that we're in. We were quite skeptical that we could retain our title, but thankfully we have. So we're very grateful for that.
But I mean, you talk about the time that we're in, Lee. I mean, you've sort of been part of marketing what is undoubtedly one of South Africa's most beloved cities, and certainly South Africa's most photographed city worldwide. But you've managed this process through COVID. You've managed it through the drought, that hideous drought that you people had, safety concerns, all sorts of things like that. Given the fact that it's not really difficult to market something so beautiful, it must be concerning to try and navigate those problems that are thrown at you.
Absolutely. And I say 2 days are never the same here in Cape Town. And you just think you're going to get a breath of fresh air, and then something happens, whether it's the drought or whether it's COVID. But at the end of the day, every city has their troubles. And Cape Town still offers the most beautiful destination that you can come to, where you can really unwind and be free. And there's so many cultures and there's so many things to do that still stays the same. So yes, I say I'm one of the lucky people who really enjoys their jobs. I have the best product and brand ever. And despite what we go through, she still stays here and she still keeps on going. So yes.
It is a remarkable city. I mean, I've flown into it more than enough times. And when you do come in on a day where there is a bit of a cloth on the table and it's clear the rest of the City Bowl area, it's a magnificent sight. I think one of my most cherished moments of arriving in Cape Town was we were coming from, I think it was from the Seychelles on a Silver Seas cruise, and we got up early in the morning as the sun was rising and went up the Western Seaboard past Camps Bay and Bantry Bay and all of that, and docked right in the V&A waterfront and just stood there on the back of the ship just looking at this magnificent mountain. And we'd just done a beautiful cruise up the side of the Western Seaboard, and it really is breathtakingly beautiful. But there are so many other things to do in the area. Come on, give us some insider's hints here, Lee.
So yes, we've got our mountains and we've got beautiful beaches, and we've got the V&A waterfront, which is spectacular as well. But there's also a lot of hidden gems and hidden things that you can do in Cape Town that no one really knows about. So I'm going to try and get the fine line between keeping them a secret and also giving you a few little hints today of things that you can do. So certain things, and I mean, I'm just going to tell you a few things that I love to do. In Cape Point, you can go and you can do foraging with the indigenous the fauna and flora. Sorry, just the indigenous flora, not fauna. And then you can make yourself a 3-course meal out of the indigenous flora and have that for a dinner, which is such a wonderful thing to do. Then in town, we've got things like the Secret Gin Bar, which has a whole host of Cape Townian and South African gins and alcoholic beverages. And that was done, it's kind of in a Mediterranean setting, but you have to get through a shop to get into it. And it's actually done in an old mortuary. It used to be where people were embalmed in an old mortuary. It's just spectacular and different. And then you can do things like you can go into Khayelitsha, and there's Siki's coffee culture there. And it's incredible. It's the social hub, and you can go and you can work remotely from this place. It's such a creative space, and not to mention the incredible coffee from Africa. And also for dinner, there's Abigail Mobalo in Khayelitsha as well, who's also started the first fine dining restaurant in a township. And she used to be one of the contestants of MasterChef South Africa, and she opened this beautiful place called Ikasi Culture, and it is a mixture of our local cuisine with a modern twist. So there really are so many things that you can do over and above and discover over and above going up Table Mountain or swimming in the sea. Those are great too, though.
What is it about Cape Townians, though, that they're prepared to try things very differently? I mean, starting a gin bar in a mortuary, starting a fine dining restaurant in essentially a township area. What is it that's different about Cape Townians in that way?
Well, I think we're a very creative bunch. And we also very much love nature because we are a city in the midst of nature. So it's about being creative and innovative, but still having a lifestyle that's conducive to balance. So I think that's really what ties us Cape Townians together, is that, yes, we work hard, but we play hard too. And we come up with spaces and places, and we interact with people who really fuel us from a holistic point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing that it always fascinates me whenever I happen to go down to Cape Town, is you see all of these guys and ladies out either walking or cycling, and you think to yourself, doesn't anyone bloody well work in this place?
Yeah, I say on Friday, we shut down at 12 p.m. if you want anything done. But that's part of the beauty of Cape Town, is of course it will get done, but there is a great lifestyle balance. And it doesn't mean that we're not innovative and creative and we don't work hard, but it offers you this lifestyle which you really can't get anywhere else in the world. And it is that balance. Although you won't get me on a bicycle or running. Other people do that, thanks.
Yeah, look, I think the only other city that I could try and compare Cape Town to would probably be Vancouver in Canada, which has the same sort of feel to it as Cape Town as well. Just before we get on to foreign tourism, I've just been looking at the ticker tape that's been running underneath us here, courtesy of Flight Centre, and there are some magnificent specials on that ticker tape that are running for South African residents. I mean, some of these prices I don't think I've ever seen in my life. 2 nights at the Harbour Bridge Hotel and Suites, including breakfast, at 1,340 Rand per person sharing. If you wanted to go the whole hog, 3 nights at the 12 Apostles Hotel and Spa, including breakfast, for 7,490 Rand per person sharing. That's for 3 nights at the 12 Apostles. I mean, some of those specials are amazing. And I suppose that's what you guys are having to do, to try and attract back people, because your hospitality industry has been so hammered, and I'm sure you can't wait for us to open up and to get the foreign tourists coming back in their usual masses.
Yeah, it's been such a devastating time with COVID, and considering that the primary reason for tourism is to create jobs and bring money into our city and to our communities. But from a product perspective, people have been closing their doors, and it's been devastating to see. So it's great when people like Flight Centre and businesses like Flight Centre come on board and with product work for these amazing deals to start getting tourism and travelers back into the city. We are so grateful for that. Our domestic borders are open. So what we do is we say to our fellow South Africans, come, let's travel into each other's cities and around South Africa first and foremostly, so we can support this industry and support ourselves and our friends and our families who are in this business. And then international will start coming back slowly, but I think we really need to look closer to home first, and then slowly the internationals will start trickling back in. But there are incredible deals and there is incredible service and incredible innovative ways of doing things due to protocols and restrictions that are happening, which means you can have an even better trip than you would have beforehand or before the situation. So we really say, jump on a plane or jump in your car and explore South Africa and your own country first. And then as internationals, the awards are there, we still get in them. And there is so much to discover. So please come back.
Lee, thank you very much for taking time out to join us. And thank you for those little hints you gave us. There's certainly some things that I'm making a note of and we'll visit when next time in Cape Town. Lee Dauber is marketing executive for Cape Town Tourism, and she joined us today, courtesy of Flight Centre, right here on Mansfield Today. Thank you for watching. If you did like the program, then don't forget to hit subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.
I love my country, and I feel I need to showcase the pride of this country on a plate. I go back to my stories, what makes me love this country.
Forum specializes in contemporary South African cuisine, and I think that paired with a traditional, historical, truly South African product like a Groot Constantia wine, it's this new age versus this tradition that brings this complete culture of Cape Town to life.
I'm going to pair my passion on a plate with Groot Constantia wines.